Good evening. Welcome to the November 12th, 2024 Village of Bolingbrook Board Meeting. Before we proceed, if you would like to address the board regarding anything on this evening's agenda or not on this evening's agenda, we ask that you fill out a form located in the back of the room or here by our clerk. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which tonight will be led by Jacob Whittington from Troop 131. Jacob, please join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jacob. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Here.
Trustee Quintero?
Here.
Trustee Kelly?
Here.
Trustee Lawler?
Here.
Trustee Doris?
Here.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Here.
Thank you. May I please have a motion to approve the minutes of our regular meeting, October 22nd, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Doris. Any additions, corrections, or deletions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Mr. Odelson, are there any changes to this evening's agenda?
No, Madam Mayor, we're good.
Great. May I please have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Doris. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have some approvals of appointments for commissions this evening. We are very blessed to have groups of volunteers from our community that want to serve and go above and beyond just being residents. And this evening, we have the privilege to present for approval to the board 2 new commissioners for the Beautification Commission and 2 members for the Information Technology Commission who have volunteered to step up into leadership positions. First of which is the Beautification Committee. Maria Lopez, Commissioner for 2 years. Brenda Price, Commissioner for 2 years. May I please have a motion to approve Maria and Brenda for 2-year terms on the Beautification Commission?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Doris. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you're stuck now. Could you please step up and join us? And we also have our chair here. We have other members of Beautification, so come on up and support them. You guys know what it feels like. Do you really know what you're getting into?
Sort of.
Do you know we're combining commissions?
Uh-huh.
Do you know it's going to be a lot of fun?
Yes. Can't wait. That's what she told us.
I promise. This is my favorite. You want to introduce yourself and the members that you have with you?
You always lose me. Good evening. Good evening, Madam Mayor. First of all, congratulations to Madam Mayor. She was on the news tonight because she's bigwig. Beautiful Madam Mayor. So, anyways, my name is Maria Velasquez-Gleckley, and I am the chair of the Beautification Commission. I added Civic, Cultural, and Affairs Parade Commission because for the longest time they were. But we are combining, and we chose.
We don't want to give it away. It's on the agenda.
Okay, it's on the agenda, but we chose the name, so she will give it away, Madam Mayor. So, but I'm so happy to have such great, seriously, great commissioners that want to devote and dedicate their time to make Bolingbrook beautiful. So right now we have Commissioner Philip Lyons, Commissioner Kiana Gleckley, newly appointed Commissioner Chastity Wells Armstrong, and soon Maria Lopez and Brenda Price. So I'm going to give the mic to Madam Mayor. So, but enough of me.
She notices my cue. Ready?
Yes. Yep.
I state your name.
Maria Lopez.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as
and I will faithfully discharge my duties as
Beautification Commissioner
Beautification Commissioner
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my abilities
in a manner prescribed by law.
in a manner prescribed by law.
Congratulations. Maria, I'm going to give you this. We're going to take some pictures.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
This is your
Oh,
homework. This is your certificate.
Okay.
Bet you didn't know you were going to get homework. Homework and certificate. And then we have paparazzis here that are going to take our pictures. Squeeze in.
Which way we going this way?
Come in the picture. We've got cameras everywhere. Come on, you're part of this. Sorry, hate it for you. What? I showered. Get closer.
Ready to back out?
Okay, we're gonna go with big camera and then we'll move on down. There we go. Okay, wait a minute. Sparkly phone is next.
Sparkles.
Thank you. Wait,
It's
one
like
more.
two sparkly phones.
No.
Okay, one more.
That one looks sparkly too.
And welcome to our world. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you. Next, we have two gentlemen who have volunteered to step up in leadership roles for our IT Commission, Information Technology. And by the way, for those of you that are at home or watching later online, we are transitioning to bolingbrook.gov. So if you go on bolingbrook.com, and it will immediately transition you to bolingbrook.gov. And thank you to Philip, our new IT manager, director, everything, for getting us into the .gov era. So we appreciate you. Now come on up. We have Conrad Sadlow and Mark, help me out, Mark. Barons. So Conrad for chair for a one-year term and Mark vice chair for a one-year term. May I please have a motion to appoint Conrad and Mark for one-year terms on the IT Commission?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second. Trustee Quintero. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. That was pretty easy. I'm so excited. I don't know anything about IT. Come on over here a little bit. We'll get these flags. But I know how important it is, and we're slowly getting into that 21st century. I'd like to get into 21st. Eventually, we'll be in 22nd, but eventually. So we're looking forward to working with you and taking us into that and moving us. Just not too much AI yet. Slowly. It's coming. Dabble into that AI. I state your name.
I, Conrad Sadlow,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as
Chair and Vice Chair
Chair
And Vice Chair.
of the Bolingbrook IT Commission
of the Bolingbrook IT Commission
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities,
in a manner prescribed by law.
in the manner prescribed by law.
Congratulations
Thank you, Mayor.
and welcome. Good to have your pictures too.
Oh, pictures too?
You've already done your homework since you're returning. You want to turn it on? You want to hold it yourself? Sure. There you go. See, the second time around, we learned to share photos. Thank you again. All right. Presentations. This is an exciting one. I always love it when we have so many people here because it makes us feel like so many people are actually engaged and care about everything we have on the agenda, not just one particular item. But then we know they're all going to leave us, so it's okay. Our Bolingbrook Police Department has an important cause that is near and dear to their hearts. Each year, they raise money to support the Special Olympics. You may have seen them. You'll see them on the rooftop at Dunkin' Donuts. It's kind of fun to watch. It's very difficult to come down, by the way. It's easy to go up. Don't try to come down. I did that. But something that I totally enjoy is their slip and slide down right by town center, where it started as just tarps and soap and a water hose, which was fine. And then they started doing floaties. And so then we had floaties sliding down the tarp with soap and water. And last year, they managed to pop floaties coming down, but they also decided to do some nice little presentations, of which I see Debbie Watson's here with Angelic Kindness. The person who had the most awesome presentation got an extra donation from Angelic Kindness. Some of them worked out as planned, many did not, but it was still very hilarious, and they do an amazing job. This past year, they raised $25,928.75 for Special Olympics. Let's give them a hand. Today, Nick Seidel of Action Truck Parts is here to present a check for the Special Olympics on behalf of the Bolingbrook Police Department. Attending tonight's presentation from the Bolingbrook Police Department is Chief Mike Rampa, Deputy Chief Corin, Captain Chris Shruby, Detective Jim Block, and Officer Nick Higgins. Can you please join us? Don't be shy, I know you're not. We also have some special guests here from Special Olympics. I'm going to invite you guys up to join us. We have Pete Baldelvecchio. I totally butchered that, didn't I? I just know you as Pete. George Peterson, one of Bolingbrook's very own. So Pete is president and CEO of Special Olympics. George is senior director of development for the Law Enforcement Torch Run, and a Bolingbrook resident. Mo Khan, join us, please. Senior director, advancement and governmental relations, Special Olympics, Illinois. We also have from Northern Will County Special Recreation Association, Rodrigo Bolivar. Vanessa Fior. Emily Olzanowski.
She was not here tonight, so our other two athletes were not able to make it.
Okay, so Jackie, no. And then we have staff. Carrie Gascon. Carrie Henry. What an amazing group. You agree, right? So I'm going to let Chief Rampa take it from here, and then I'll let you guys do your conversations, and then Nick will do yours. So I'm going to kind of step aside because there's a lot of you and only one of me. I'll let you take over.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I would just like to say it's an amazing opportunity, and it's an absolute honor for us to partner with Special Olympics. The word opportunity comes to mind when it involves these individuals up here in the police department and obviously our athletes. Given the opportunity to compete and participate in different athletics and events is second to none. And it's amazing because our police department is actually motivated by the athletes. Each and every opportunity that we get to come out to participate with Special Olympics Illinois is definitely a great opportunity for us. To give you a little bit of history here, because I don't want to leave some people unnoticed, this foundation was built with Administrator Ken Teppel, starting this with the torch run, and then we embellished it under, and pardon the pun, passed the torch to Captain Chris Shruby, and now he's embellished this to do several different events throughout the year where we've really capitalized in being able to honor these athletes and raise funding to make them successful. But tonight, we want to thank Nick Seidel from Action Truck Parts for his generous donation to to help us put us on the map, so to speak. It's a goal every year to get on the T-shirt. Okay, and on that back of that T-shirt, if Bolingbrook Police is on there, we're very proud. Well, now we're getting a little greedy, and we want to be at the top part of that group. So with Nick's help tonight, we are hopefully going to climb that chart and put Bolingbrook on the map like we never have before. So thank you again to Nick Seidel for his generous donation tonight. And I don't want to shortcut because we have two individuals that are definitely the right and left hand of Captain Truby, Detective Block, Officer Higgins, take on the load of so many events here and organize these things. There's so many officers that come off night shift and go out and just really just work so hard to bring in every penny that they can to give these individuals opportunity. And I would like to thank my command staff also, Deputy Chief Korn, Captain Woods, and Commander Swinton for being here tonight, and Captain Mitchum, who's in the back hiding. So I will pass the mic now over to Nick Seidel.
I'm actually pretty honored to be here tonight. This is something, Special Olympics has become near and dear to my heart. We put a tremendous amount of work throughout the year to do our annual golf event, which the last 2 years we've raised over $70,000 each year for directly to impact the Special Olympics, the athletes and their families. So it means a lot to me, means a lot to my wife that we're here and being honored in this way. But I also want to thank the police department for doing everything that you guys do for the community. I know it's not easy in the times that we're in right now and everything going on, but they still find it time, like Chief said, to get off night shift and get up the next day and do torch run or whatever they can do to support this cause. So with that, I do have a giant check. This is the fun part of it.
The fun part I'm talking about.
So we're gonna, on behalf of Action Truck Parts for the torch run, we're gonna present a check for $10,000 to the Bolingbrook Police Department to directly impact their fundraising for the cause. We want to get some pictures.
Okay, let me move this.
All the way up front?
Big check.
Yeah.
We'll get in the back. And you get to tell them how to say your last name correctly. George, whoa, get up here. Support Pete.
Sure. Come on over. Yes.
Here, just, yeah, leave it right up there.
Again, Pete Biel Del Vecchio for Special Olympics. We are absolutely thrilled to be here. Chief, what you guys do for our athletes is amazing, and you're all part of, we talk a lot about sports and sports analogies, even though we do a lot with health education and athlete leadership, but you really are part of our team. And our vision is to bring more people with and without intellectual disabilities together in the community. And the Village of Bolingbrook, your department, all of the local agencies that come together do that and help us realize that vision day in and day out. And we're thrilled to be here in the village because the village helps make that happen. You give us the forum to support our athletes, not only on the field, but off the field. The mayor reached out and extended tickets for the Live golf outing and other ways to make us feel at home. We were here again for the at the golf course for the action, truck parts, golf outing. There's so many ways that you find day in and day out to support what we do. And we could not be happier with this partnership and everything that it does for our athletes. So thank you again. I don't know if George or Mo want to add anything?
You got it all, Pete.
All right. Vanessa, you want to say something?
I'm having fun with this police department.
Rio, you want to say anything? Want to say anything? What's your favorite part about Special Olympics?
Swimming.
Swimming. All right.
my favorite
Is that
part,
what one of your gold medals is for?
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. And what's your favorite sport?
Tennis.
All right. Mayor, thank you.
So much.
Really appreciate it.
So much.
Yes, trustees, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. I love that.
My favorite part too.
Don't forget, Vanessa, 10% goes to me. Thank you. I'm just going to move this right over here. That was awesome. Makes it all worthwhile. Public comments. Is there anyone here this evening that wishes to make comments on any items that's on this evening's agenda? Anybody that wants to comment regarding anything on this evening's agenda? Come on up, Elena. You can come right there and I'll bring you the mic. Sounds good. Yeah, you want to face the camera. Is this good? I don't know.
Can we hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you. There's
Can
good.
you hear me? Is this good?
Yeah.
Hello. Awesome. My name is Elena Humphreys. I'm at 329 Claridge Circle. Good evening, Mayor Alexander Basta and Bolingbrook Village Trustees. As the chair of Bolingbrook Pride, I want to thank the village for this impending update to our ordinances and policy booklet tonight to mirror the Illinois Human Rights Act. And I commend you for recognizing the importance of including sexual orientation as a protected class. This update is a strong affirmation of our commitment to all residents, and I am proud to see Bolingbrook taking this step forward. It's worth noting that on the state level, the definition of sexual orientation also includes gender identity, and I hope this will continue to be a meaningful safeguard for our gender-expansive community here in Bolingbrook. However, I also encourage you to amend the agenda this evening to include the updated language that will take effect on January 1st, 2025. In the update, reproductive health decisions was added to the Human Rights Act by Public Act 103-785. This addition is an important component of comprehensive protection for our residents and reflects our dedication to keeping current with the state standards. Thank you again for your efforts in updating our policies and for the village's continuing commitment to make Bolingbrook a safe, inclusive place for all. I look forward to seeing us build on this foundation in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here joining us this evening that wishes to address the board regarding anything on this evening's agenda? All right, we're going to move along to bill approval, bill listing A, $1,189,817.11. Bill listing B, $2,530,626.31, for a total of $3,720,443.42. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve the bill listing?
So moved.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Doris. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Thank you, motion carries. Next, we have our resolutions. First resolution up this evening, 24R-112, approving the lowest responsible bid from Shambo and Sons LP for a fire sprinkler retrofitting at Fire Station Number 2, located at 375 Lily Cash Lane. The lowest bid, number 24-13, has been selected for the project. Retrofitting the sprinkler system will enhance the safety for our firefighters. The engineering division has reviewed the proposal and recommended adding $20,000 to an extra work contingency. The total cost for the project is $254,750. Funding will come from Capital Outlay Fund, along with a federal grant of $90,909.09. That's a lot of nines. That has been approved. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Safety Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Kelly, second. Trustee Quintero, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-113, approving purchase of one 2025 Ford Utility Interceptor from Curry Motors through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative. The police department is replacing a total loss vehicle with a new one. The insurance company has reimbursed the village for the loss. Total cost of the village, including equipment, striping, and installation, is $59,930.02. This has been reviewed and approved by our Public Safety Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Kelly, second. Trustee Zarate, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-114, authorizing the purchase of 2 new police vehicles and equipment from local dealerships using state forfeiture funds. The current vehicles are aged and no longer operable. The new vehicles will be purchased through the local dealerships using federal forfeiture funds, which means there will be no impact on the current budget or the taxpayers. The total cost for the vehicles is $80,000, reviewed and approved by Public Safety Committee. Any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Quintero, second. Trustee Zarate, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-115, approving proposal from Lakeside Consultants for third-party plan review and inspection services. The current staff level is insufficient to accommodate plan review and inspection needs in a timely manner. Additional support will be provided to assist with plan review and inspection during the busy construction season. The total cost for this support is $50,000, which was previously approved for the same amount under Resolution 24R-053. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second. Trustee Kelly, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-116, approving purchase of a new fuel tank for Bolingbrook's Clow International Airport from Petroleum Technologies Equipment. The new tank will be used for regular octane gas, which the airport currently does not have. This will enable the airport to safely supply newer planes that require regular octane fuel. The total cost for the tank is $54,000. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second. Trustee Lawler, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-117, authorizing the optional redemption of the outstanding principal balance of the $57,045,000 Village of Bolingbrook General Obligation Refunding Bonds Series 2014A and authorizing the transfer of funds from the general corporate fund to the debt service fund to facilitate such redemption. Early payment of bond will save the village $18,744,000. So we're not taking out a bond, we're not incurring more debt, we're actually bringing down the debt and trying to save some money. Not trying, we will be, to the tune of $18,744. Thank you. We're very excited. This has been reviewed and approved by all relevant personnel and officials, including the attorneys who have looked at it 20 times. Go for it.
This is really government in action, and really staying on top of things with Rosa and with Lucas and with our financial consultants and with our offices. Anytime you can save $18 million in this day and age, you're doing a great job. So your staff is to be credited for this savings and for putting the homework in to bring this to fruition today. Thank you.
Yes, so we're approving the transfer of funds now as required, and this bond is scheduled to be paid off in January of 2025, which is why the approval has to take place now.
Yeah, the interesting part for those who may not understand government financing, this is the equivalent of paying off a loan, personal loan or home loan or car loan early, and saving lots of money by paying it down. So that's how government issues bonds and raises funds from that, take it as a loan and pays it off over time. That's the equivalent to the person not involved in government finance.
We're very excited. Any other questions or comments from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Zarate. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next, Resolution 24R-118, approving a second change order for the Royce Road Bridge project with Terra Engineering. The Royce Road Bridge over the east branch of the DuPage River is addressed in the original Resolution 22R-048, and the first change order, Resolution 23R-061. Change order is in the amount not to exceed $14,425. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second. Trustee Kelly, second trustee Zarate. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Thank you. Next resolution, 24R-119, approving proposal from Synagro Central LLC to empty and clean the East Digester number 1 of treatment plant number 2. I had to educate myself on this a little bit. This was like, what? What are we doing? So the inability to empty the digester is causing issues with the digestion process, preventing solids from being properly removed and leading to odor problems. So Andrea's kind of dumbed this down for me because that's what I needed. So I have a tank. It's supposed to empty. It's not emptying all the way, so things are stacking up, and we need to empty out the junk that's stacking up so that it can continue to carry more of this water that needs to be dumped out.
And that comes from homes and businesses, that junk.
It does,
comes from
but
homes
that's
and
what we need.
businesses.
We need to clean the junk that's stacking up so that more junk and more water can go and be stacked up. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Well, he used different terminology and stuff that, and you probably don't want the visual that he gave me, so I'm just giving you the clean version.
Thank you for cleaning it up.
Let the imagination, doesn't have to travel too far to figure
Thank
out
you.
what it is.
Yeah, I'm trying. So the total cost to address these issues, to not cause solids and hauling and smells, is $120,000. This has been reviewed and approved by our Public Services Committee. Any questions from the trustees about the?
Not a one.
No? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Doris, and roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Thank you. Next resolution, 24R-120, approving purchase of rock salt through the State of Illinois Joint Purchasing 2024-2025 bulk rock salt contract. Hopefully, we won't need any of this salt, but just in case we do. The purchasing includes 2,520 tons of salt at a cost of $66.65 per ton from, can you guys guess where?
Salt Company?
Morton Salts.
One of my
This
favorite
purchase
salts.
is made through the Illinois Joint Purchasing Program. Total cost is within the budgeted amount of $400,000, which is $232,042 under budget. Now, I want you guys to think about this a little bit. 2,520 tons, that's just what we're purchasing this year, not including what we have that didn't get used from previous years. $66.65 per ton, $400,000. Just like to think about that when people say, why don't we do the sidewalks? Why don't we do the driveways? Why don't we do the aprons, you know? Money, right? We could do anything we want to do, as long as everyone's willing to pay for it. Any questions from the trustees?
Just a comment, and this was discussed during the committee meeting. A good question came up. Our staff, and you know, we've built facilities to store the salt in the off-season. So this is not, we didn't run out in past years. We have some left over, and it continues as long as it doesn't get wet, and they've taken care to minimize that. We're being responsible with the expenditure to get the salt and then use it from year to year.
Between that and the beet juice that smells amazing,
I think that smells better, but yeah.
as long as you don't put it on your shoes and walk in your house on carpet, you're fine. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-121, approving proposal for removal of current worn-out floor coating, leveling and sealing cracks, and coating the entire fleet shop floor, including the bay wash with 3 layers of protected epoxy. Public Works Building located at 299 Canterbury Lane. Last time we did the flooring was 23 years ago. It's 23 years old. The new flooring will protect against damage from chemicals, water, and heavy equipment, while also extending the longevity of the concrete and preventing cracking and chipping, but it's also a safety hazard. When you have cracks and chips and people can trip, and we don't want that. We need everybody to be safe, secure, and ready for the snowplows. Or not. Total cost of the flooring replacement is $63,250, coming in $4,194.60 under budget. Reviewed and approved by Public Services. Any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-122, approving proposal from Robe Incorporated for tuck pointing of 3 buildings at 2080 Reagan Boulevard, 221 Briarcliff Road, and 1000 West Fountain Road. The repairs are planned for treatment plant number 2 at 1000 West Fountain Road, plant number 3 at 2080 Reagan Boulevard, and the pumping station at 221 West Briarcliff. The work will include tuck pointing, door repairs, and door replacement. The buildings have aged, leading to leaks, and the doors are experiencing hardware issues. Anybody know what tuck pointing is? Anybody here know what tuck pointing is? You do? Okay, great. Do you want to share it with people on TV? Lucas?
So basically, you go in and fix the grout in bricks walls.
Yeah.
You might have to cut it out, remove the brick, and put it back in, but it's basically redoing the grout.
It's almost like that silicone around your sinks and your bathtub, at some point in time, you gotta take it out and put new. This one is the grout needs to be refilled. Total cost for the repairs is $300,143.91. It's $99,856.09 under budget. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-123, approving proposals from Alliant Insurance Services for renewal of insurance and administrative contracts. Medical premiums will increase by 10.5% from our current plan year, with the medical fixed cost decreasing by 4.5% to $1,475,743.26. Estimated claims are projected to increase by 9.8%, resulting in a total annual medical fixed cost and expected claim liability of $11,687,423.58. Dental premiums will raise by 2.1% from current plan year with a fixed cost of $23,742.72 and total dental claim liability to $467,078.40. The vision plan's estimated annual premium remains unchanged at $20,712 from the current year. The Dearborn National Life and AD&D premium will increase 4.8%, totaling $106,392.22, while the Dearborn National STD and dependent will remain unchanged at $8,467.60. FSA dependent care will decrease by 12.1% for an estimated annual premium of $3,638.16. And, always an and, COBRA and HIPAA premiums will remain the same at $4,162.32. This has been reviewed and approved by members of the Finance Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? I know that was a lot of information, but I know you've had time to review it. May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Zarate. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Motion carries. That was it for the resolutions.
Done.
We're going to the ordinances. Normally, we don't have this many, but we also normally have 2 meetings a month. So this month and next month, because of the holidays, we only have 1 meeting. So we got work to do. All right. Ordinance 24-048, amending the municipal code of the Village of Bolingbrook, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 5, Boards, Commissions, and Similar Bodies to combine certain commissions to create a Village Special Events Commission. Ta-da! Changes have been made to Municipal Code Division 3 Special Events Commission, Section 2-281 to 2-285, and Division 5 Civic and Cultural Affairs and Parade Commission, Sections 2-335 to 2-239. These changes combine the Beautification Commission and the Civic and Cultural Affairs Parade Commission into one single entity called the Special Events Commission, with one chairperson and one vice chairperson. Total membership will consist of 50, which is the combination of two, all of whom must retain residency within the village. This has been reviewed and approved by all relevant personnel and officials. So, one commission was doing a lot all summer long. The other commission was doing some things sporadically, so now they get to join forces and do a lot, what? Two vice chairs? One chair and two vice chairs? I don't care about secretaries. You figure that out. Can we amend that to two vice chairs?
Yes.
Okay, we're amending it to two vice chairs.
Motion to amend,
Please.
Vice Chair.
Motion by trustee Lawler. Second?
Second.
Trustee Quintero? Good thing you waited.
You need a voice vote. You need a voice vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have your second VP. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Now, motion to approve the ordinance
As amended.
As amended.
As amended.
as amended.
Yes.
So move.
Second.
Trustee Kelly, second trustee Doris. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations. Madam Chair. Ordinance 24-049, amending the municipal code of the Village of Bolingbrook, Chapter 22, Fire Protection, Article 5, Ambulances, to reflect the Illinois Human Rights Act 775 ILCS 5, Article 1. The location in the municipal code is Chapter 22, Article 5, Section 22-290, which addresses discrimination. The language in this section is being updated. This has been reviewed by all relevant personnel and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next ordinance is 24-050, amending the municipal code of the Village of Bolingbrook, Chapter 28, Human Relations and Social Services, to reflect the Illinois Human Rights Act 775, ILCS 5, Article 1. The location in the municipal code is Chapter 28, Section 28-20A, which prohibits discrimination in real estate transactions. The language in this section is being updated additionally. The village's personnel manual will include this information in alignment with the Illinois Human Rights Act. This has been reviewed and approved by all relevant personnel and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Zarate. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next ordinance, 24-051, amending the Personnel Policy Manual of the Village of Bolingbrook, subject to attorney approval. The updates of the language align with the terminology used in the Illinois Human Rights Act and ensure compliance with newly implemented state and federal statutes, including FMLA, family leave, military, pay, and others. Additionally, the revisions streamline procedural language to better align with negotiated agreements. This has been reviewed and approved by all relevant personnel and officials. Any comments or questions from the trustees?
Madam Mayor, I think as was requested by Elena Humphreys earlier to include reproductive health decisions in this particular ordinance. This is probably the place to put it, as it will be part of taking effect on January 1st, 2025. So I'll make a motion to amend the Personnel Policy Manual of the Village of Bolingbrook.
All right, motion.
Morning.
Second?
Second?
Second, trustee Zarate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so may I please have a motion to approve amended ordinance 24-051?
So moved.
Trustee Quintero?
Second.
Second, trustee Lawler. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Very good. Motion carries. Ordinance 24-052, amending Chapter 6 of the Bolingbrook Village Code, decreasing Class D8 Bingo Hall from 1 to 0. Veterans Premier Charity Raffle located at 481 West Fountain Road. The organization has decided not to renew, and per our municipal code, the liquor license must be rescinded. This has been reviewed by all relevant personnel and officials. Any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Doris. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes. Motion carries. Next ordinance 24-053, approving amendments to the rules and regulations of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners of the Village of Bolingbrook, Fire Department, Article 1 to 7, and amending the Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 5, Boards, Commissions, and Similar Bodies. The updates includes revisions to the language in all articles. These changes are located in the Municipal Code, specifically Chapter 2 Administration, Article 5, Boards, Commissions, and Similar Bodies, Division 9, Section 2-457 to 2-461. This has been reviewed by all relevant personnel and officials. Any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Doris, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next ordinance 24-054, approving amendments to the rules and regulations of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners, the Village of Bolingbrook Police Department, Article 1 to 7, and amending the Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 5, Boards, Commissions, and Similar Bodies. This is now for the police side of what we just approved for fire. The language is being updated in all articles. These changes are located in the Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 5, Boards, Commissions, and Similar Bodies, Division 9, Section 2-457 to 2-461. Reviewed and approved by all relevant personnel and officials. Any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Quintero, second.
Second.
Trustee Kelly, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Motion carries. And our final ordinance for the evening, 24-055, approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Bolingbrook and the County of Will. Will County will upgrade the signal controls to ITS. All concerns of the village have been addressed by Will County, and the village will continue to hold maintenance responsibility. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Zarate. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Quintero.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. All right, next we have public comments regarding anything that has not on this evening's agenda? Is there anyone here that wishes to address the board?
We have 3 here.
We have 3? All right, you can call them up.
All right, so we will call Linda Ellis first.
Good evening. My name is Linda Ellis. I live at 317 Peachtree Court here in Bolingbrook. I am a 30-year resident, a 20-year resident of Town Center Park. And Mayor and Board, I'd like to thank you for your wonderful work in being financially responsible to the taxpayers here. My comments are focused on the food pantry that wishes to build at Canterbury and Briarcliff, and my opposition to that, and the fact that I'm not opposed to a food pantry, which we have a working food pantry here in Bolingbrook, or not here in Bolingbrook, but Romeoville area. But to support and revise that area would be wonderful. I do feel like it could be a very strong cost-saving and beneficial to Romeoville. Why should we take away something that has been there for such a long period of time to rebuild in a very small location and congested location here in Bolingbrook? My second point is also, it did pass on the recent referendum about internet gambling. I was really disappointed with that, and the fact that I feel that it is really enabling people who have addiction or possible addictive tendencies, and the fact of not being financially responsible, that this encourages more difficulty in their lives. I would like to see more support given in that area. And again, I do feel that there are other ways to look at raising money or incorporating a financial benefit for Bolingbrook than gambling. So thank you so much for your consideration. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Sally Gilbo.
I'm gonna
Pass, okay. And Diane Klipfer.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, everybody. My name's Diane Klupfer. I live at 561 Redwood Road in historic, beautiful Bolingbrook. I want to thank you, Mayor, Board of Trustees, for putting a referendum of advisory status on the ballot the way it should be. Simple question, yes or no. Not tricky wording, not using taxpayer dollars of more than $50,000 to send out mailers without complete information. The recent other advisory referendum for the food pantry, they don't have the money. They spent more money on their mailings than they've spent on food for the pantry in the last year. And I am still concerned that this has been remanded back to Building and Zoning for over a year, and they still have not answered the required questions that the village wants them to answer. This is a first of its kind project built from the ground up in the state of Illinois. This is going to set the groundwork for every project like it that comes after it. No one is do I have a horse in this race? No. Do I care where they build it? Not really. Is traffic already not great over there? Kind of. According to the township's food pantry landing page, they have 40,000 individual visits per year, and they are open less than 8 hours a week. That comes to 135-ish visits per hour that they're open. I don't think the facility can accommodate that much car traffic. I don't know if the intersection can accommodate that much influx. And this is just with the hours they have now. I don't know what's going to happen if they decide to expand hours, but I am concerned about that intersection and why the township won't answer the questions that Planning and Zoning has asked to be answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Just for clarity, yes, the 2 questions on the November ballot were advisory questions. No action is currently on the agenda for any of those, but all that being said, the process of getting a special use is the process of getting a special use. Whether it's a special use for a gas station, whether it's a special use for, Matt, help me out here, what all do we need special
Late
use?
hours.
Late hours, drive-through. There's a plethora of businesses that want to come into the village that require special use. Liquor store, tobacco store, all of these have to be approved, and there are certain requirements. So I don't want anyone, you kind of look at social media and you try not to, because you hope that our residents pay more attention to what's going on and have a better understanding, and if they don't, then they ask the questions. But it's a process. We meet with developers all the time, and we tell them these are the requirements, and they either say we're willing to go with the requirements, or sorry, maybe we need to go somewhere else. We can't build. It doesn't make sense for us. It's not financially conducive. Yes, there are some times when we have variances, but the variances are, an extra parking spot, or or a parking spot less, or the medians, or planting. I mean, they're things that don't have major impact on the facility, the operation, or the area around it. Not to say anything, this is still in the process. It's still being reviewed by Plan Commission, by our Buildings Department. It will go in front of the Plan Commission again, after which they will make a recommendation to the board. As I had indicated earlier, we only have one meeting for the board in the month of December, and so I'm not exactly sure what timeline and planning and when that will come again in front of the board, but I can assure you that the staff does due diligence, asks questions, tries to work with any developer on making sure that their needs and the requirements are both approved prior to coming to the Plan Commission meeting. Sometimes developers don't want to wait that long, and that's totally fine too, and that's when we give them the opportunity and the option to go straight to the Plan Commission with whatever they want to propose, and let the commissioners look at it, review it, and ask questions at that time. So that is the process for anyone and everyone, and we plan on following it with any development, including the food pantry. Obviously, we want to work with our colleagues in other governing bodies or taxing bodies. We have worked with the township. We did make some variances in regards to the parking lot expansion that was being built. So we do work with other governing bodies. I mean, that's what it's all about, is doing what's in the best interest of the residents, both fiscally and responsibly. So, we'll see. There's no decisions that have been made. Again, advisory question. Same thing goes with the video gambling. Video gambling we have been told that video gambling could help some businesses survive. Will the village make money? Some. Will the state make money? More. But more importantly, will the business make money? Yes. Now the question then becomes of, if we grant that, then what are these businesses going to do with that extra money? Are they going to invest it in their business? Are they going to expand and make their business more appealing? That's the questions that we really have to look at, is what are you going to do? Are you going to put it in your pocket, or are you going to use it back to the community? Are you going to support more nonprofits? What is it? Because in my opinion, if you need something like this, certain people say, I need this to survive, then something's wrong with your business model. If you need one thing to survive, as having been a previous business owner, something's wrong with your business model. But again, if you're willing to reinvest in the community and your business, then that's something that we'll look at. That's in terms of the advisory referendum questions. Both of them passed, but again, advisory. So we'll see where the board decides to go with that. Anybody else? Questions? Anybody have questions or comments now that we've kind of dialogued a little bit? No? All right, well, we're gonna move it to trustee comments.
I want to thank everyone who was involved yesterday in delivering the Veterans Day ceremony. For those of you who couldn't make it, Every year, it's the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, in front of Village Hall at our memorial. Thanks to Bolingbrook Community Television for recording it for replay. I would encourage veterans who are not part of VFW Post 5917 and American Legion Post 1288 to consider joining them. Veterans do a lot of great work in the community, and I'll be blunt, they need some younger veterans involved to keep things going. But I would encourage you to go also look at the video, look at the speeches. There's very important information, important work being done by the Veterans Assistance Commissions in DuPage County and Will County. I've had the opportunity to meet representatives from both of those organizations. Their only goal is to make sure the veterans get all the services that they are entitled to. And they are missing contact with veterans, just to be real about it. They need to contact all the veterans that have served our country honorably and so need some support. And so there's an ongoing effort. I would encourage you, if you know a veteran, encourage them to get involved with the VFW and American Legion, and also check in with the Veterans Assistance Commission, depending on which county you're in. Bolingbrook is in DuPage and Will County. But thanks again to everyone who was there. They deserve, as was mentioned very well, the veterans deserve our thanks each and every day, and their families. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I would like to thank everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's a little soon, but I would just like everyone to reach out to somebody that you know that may not have a meal. And you could do that by dropping off something at food banks and, or volunteering some time. A lot of us are struggling right now with the world being the way that it is. And, we hope that maybe you could, help out a little bit, because for them, they may not have it. We're lucky enough we're able to put a meal on the table. So if you could just volunteer an hour, 2 hours, and make, help somebody have a nice Thanksgiving meal. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Trustee Zarate. Right after Thanksgiving, we're here to remind you to shop small on Small Business Saturday. November 30th this year, always the Saturday after Thanksgiving, before the incredible Cyber Monday deals. You can support your local economy by supporting your local small businesses. Please do on November 30th. There'll be more details to come on some fun initiatives. And then before our next board meeting, I think I mentioned this here before, but if not, Tuesday, December 3rd at the Bolingbrook Community Center, there's a great event that is happening. It's bystander training for cardiac events, frankly, for even stroke warning signs. It's going to be a really neat event. I encourage you to learn more at lifesaver2024.eventbrite.com. Again, it's Tuesday, December 3rd, 6 o'clock at the Bolingbrook Community Center. All are welcome, completely free educational event. Thank you.
All right. In continuation of Veterans Day, tomorrow at Bolingbrook High School will be the Evening of Honor. The Evening of Honor is a musical and symphonic band event. So you'll have wind symphonies, classic band and concert band performing patriotic selections in respect to our first responders, current military, and veterans. Again, this is at Bolingbrook High School, held at the Roger and Pat Clare Family Auditorium, 365 Raider Way, 7:30 start, and general admission is $5. Also, congratulations to everyone who was sworn in tonight. Thank you for participating, volunteering, and becoming a member of some great groups in Bolingbrook. So, say thank you.
Thank you. I just want to welcome all our new commissioners tonight and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Congratulations to all our new commissioners. Thank you for stepping up to serve, and welcome to the Bolingbrook family. Also, just want to remind everybody, I believe Trustee Doris, you're going to be a special conductor for the Evening of Honor.
Might make an appearance.
Yeah, so come out and support Trustee Doris. No announcements, that's all, thank you.
Well, before you talk, because you're gonna talk serious and I wanna talk fun.
That's great.
Our holiday tree lighting behind Town Center will be on December the 7th. We're very excited. We're working very hard on some improvements. Thank you to Matt and Clay and our community development team because they guarantee me that the path will be done. So pray that we get no rain tonight because we're supposed to pave tomorrow. Right, Matt? That's right. All right, very good. You see that he's under pressure. But anyway, we're going to have an amazing event behind Town Center. Santa will be here for pictures. Our new Special Events Commission will be doing some awesome things throughout the month of December, but the official switch will be lit on December the 7th, so please be on the lookout for times and fun, exciting stuff that will be taking place December the 7th. And then from my family to yours, have a happy Thanksgiving.
A bit of, on a serious note, you'll remember the Illinois American Water has proposed big increases in charges. The village of Bolingbrook and Champaign and 2 other small downstate communities are the only municipalities to fight the increase. Along with us was CUB, the Citizens Utility Board, and the Attorney General. The proposed increase by IAW was a very substantial increase. We have filed briefs, we made arguments, and partnered with the Attorney General and CUB to oppose the increases. The administrative law judge has recommended some of the increase, but not all that was proposed. I was, on behalf of Bolingbrook, I was granted oral argument before the Illinois Commerce Commission on November 20th. That doesn't happen very often. Piggybacked onto our request for oral argument was the City of Champaign and the Attorney General and CUB. The Illinois Commerce Commission commissioners, after hearing oral argument, will make a decision sometime after November 20th in the early part of December as far as the recommendation of the administrative law judge and the recommendation of us and CUB and the Attorney General. So I don't have a bright picture. I have a fairly happier picture than was originally given to us. It was something like a $150 million increase that has been chopped substantially, and then we're going to. I'm asking that it be chopped altogether. I have to be honest with you. I'm taking a different posture than the smart guys. With all the statistics and what IAW is doing or wants to do with the money, and that is purchase more pipes and fix other pipes, but not ours. And so I have made a practical argument before the administrative law judge, and we'll make a practical argument before the ICC that it just doesn't make any sense to raise the already high rates in order to put more profits in their pockets and to purchase more water lines in other municipalities on the backs of the citizens of Bolingbrook. So I want to thank the mayor and the board for allowing us to proceed. We have made headway in cutting it back, and we'll see how the ICC commissioners themselves take the arguments we're making. So that's,
I think we see comments every time, though, when the water bills have come in the mail, because that's when Facebook picks up and that's when my emails increase of what are you doing about this? At the end of the day, it's a for-profit company. We have no jurisdiction over them. That's the ICC, and they get to do whatever they get to do. Our options are to build a new line, because they own the line. So we bring down the water rates, similar to kind of what Joliet and that commission is doing. They'll get a water rate that's down, but they have to pay for all the infrastructure from Joliet to Lake Michigan. That's a lot of infrastructure, that's a lot of pipes, and so you're gonna bond out, you're gonna get money to pay that, so maybe your taxes go up, I don't know. But then on top of it, you now have to maintain that. So when you build your own, you have to maintain it, you have to take care of it. That requires staff, that requires equipment, that requires a lot of things. So you might fix one thing or lower one thing, but then you take on something else. Now, is it apples to apples? I don't know. But all I can tell you is we, the Village of Bolingbrook, have absolutely no control of the rates of water. All we can do is try to fight them, and they could say yes, they could say no, but they own the pipes. So our only option, and if the residents of, but maybe that should be a referendum question, do the residents of Bolingbrook want us to explore the cost of putting in infrastructure to get water straight from Lake Michigan? Because that's what we would have to do. And then we would have to make sure that Lucas, you could talk more about this, we would have to make sure that it's cleaned and chemicaled, and we went and toured, like it's a process. It's not just water in, water out. It's a process every which way, and then you have that lost water that gets lost between point A to point B, who pays for that? And you would still have to buy it from Chicago. So it's not like you're gonna get it free because it's out of Lake Michigan. So it's a very big process, it's very complex, but we all pay the water bill. I pay the water bill just like everyone else, and all of us here pay that same water bill. So we know, we see it, we feel it, just like everybody else does. But the problem is we have no control over it. So please don't hate us too much, because we really don't have any control.
You know, I mentioned this the last time about this topic. People say, why don't you dig a well? And the reason Lake Michigan water was brought from Bedford Park, it was because we don't have any water in the water table to be able to pump water out of the ground. Now, you mentioned Joliet, but this is the pipeline that's being built from Chicago affects Romeoville, Joliet, all the way to Minooka and Shanahan, and points in between. Think about that geography. They don't have the water table, the water supply in the ground anymore. So we are at the mercy of someone who will, make the investment to build that infrastructure and maintain it. That's how serious it is, and that's where it's the minimal options we have. So.
True. Administrator Teppel?
Well, mine's a little lighter than that conversation.
That's what you get for listening to an attorney.
I should have went before. Now I'm gonna wake everyone up. So, if I can expound on something, Ms. Maria, our chair of the new Special Events Commission, kind of made a comment about the mayor was on television today. So this afternoon, she was invited down by Maria Pappas, Cook County Treasurer, and I, as the mayor's guest, went with to unveil an Arabic language video and brochure for residents of Cook County that wanted to come in and utilize her office. Well, there were also 20 other Arab American leaders that were in the room that were given leadership awards through the office in Cook County. And Mayor Basta was one of them, along with a good 20-ish or so, very distinguished business leaders and non-for-profits and doctors. And the entire time we were there, she was promoting Bolingbrook. She was asking for business cards. She was, hustling. And I was kind of amazed. So hopefully that pans out, and we might get some new businesses, new restaurants, and new activity here in the village of Bolingbrook. But it was on television. It was on NBC, I believe, and we might go back to NBC and see what's on there. But it was an honor to be down there and to represent Bolingbrook and to see the respect that we do have, not only here within, Will County, DuPage, and our little, corner of the world, but even in Cook County. I mean, people were coming up to us, asking us, do you have this? What do you have that? They were really interested. So we are out there, and thanks to Mayor Basta, and it was see her at work.
You don't see me at work every day.
Not at that. I mean, I see your work, but
Oh, your shyness.
I thought it was only us who put people in the headlocks. I mean, you were doing it down there.
Anyone else have anything else? No? All right, there is no executive session. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Trustee Quintero, second trustee Zarate. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you and good night, everyone.